Folks, in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 cool and amazing hacks of Python programming you wish you learned sooner. So you can use these amazing hacks to make your life easier when you expect the output of some of the operations in the desired format. And when I'm saying operations, I meant Python programming related operations. And then there are other times you just want a better way to do a specific task in an optimized way in Python. These hacks come handy when you have these kind of requirements. So this is Nitin, who is determined to democratize the artificial intelligence, big data, Hadoop, and cloud computing to the world. And with this aim, I will be creating the associated content and going to publish periodically and made it available for you. So you can subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates regarding hottest technologies of 21st century. So folks, let's get started. Number one in the list is printing a list, Python list without square brackets and single quotes. So sometimes we face a challenge when printing a Python list, that is, they are always printed with some square brackets and single quotes. So there is a solution to print the list efficiently by using a strings join method. The join method turns the list into a string by casting each item into a string and connecting them with the string on which join was called on. Okay, so let's create our list first. So this is the number one. Okay, so let's create our list. So list items is the name of our list, and we will basically enter four elements inside this list. Number one is Rome. Number two is France. This is the second element. Third element in the list is, let us say, Italy. And then we have, let's say, New York. Okay, so these are the four elements of this list. Okay, so the next, what we are going to do is, let me do one thing. Let me print this list. Okay, so list without using join method. Okay, okay, and then we will include list, name of our list, which is list items. Okay, and then what we will do is we will use the join method here. Okay, so we are printing it in both the ways so that you can see the difference. Okay, so using join method, or let's say list using join method. Okay, and then comma, and then in the brackets or braces we will give a separator value, which is comma. So each value will be separated by comma, and then join, and then the list name. Okay, so which is list items. Okay, so folks, I'm going to come up with these kind of short videos in order to make your life easy with some of the cool facts and hacks basically. So this is the first in the line, so first video in the line. All right, so let's print it out. So now you can see very well here, right? And if I in fact uh, give some space here, you will see a better way to print that. So now you can see in the first, when we printed the list just like that, you can see that the entire list was printed with square brackets and some uh, quotes, right? But there are times when we don't want to print them in this way. We want to print the list in this way, right? Each value or each element separated by just comma. Okay, so this is the number one hack. Okay, so second hack in the list is swapping the values. So there is a very efficient way of in Python of swapping the values. Okay, and you don't have to write complete several lines of codes to do it. You can do it in a couple of lines. The swapping can be done in a couple of lines. So let's define a couple of variables x and y's, and the values stored in these variables is, let's say, 8 and 9. Now let's print the value of x and y. Okay, and this is just a normal print statement. Now let's swap the value, and you can see that how easy it is. Just storing the value of x, storing the value of y in x, and uh, x in y. Okay, so we are storing y in x and x's value in y. Okay, and now let's print the value of x and y. You can see that how efficient it is. So you can see the earlier values which were stored in x and y were 8, 9, and after doing this swap operation, the values got interchanged as 9 and 8. So you can see how efficiently, and in just one line of code we swap the value, right? Okay, so number third in the list, the number third amazing hack in the list is, okay, so it's doing a partition. So basically partitioning a list into n groups. So when I'm saying n can be any value. So for this, we will use an iterator over a sequence, which is a method called iter. So let me show you how can we do it. Okay, so let me define the list, or let me do one thing. Let me just copy this list. Okay, and I will include two more elements in it. So let's say number fifth in the list is Delhi, and number sixth in the list is San Francisco. Okay, so now I have 6 elements in the list, and what I'm trying to do here is I want to partition this list into n groups, and if I choose the value of n as 3, so this complete list will be partitions into 2 groups, having 3 elements in each group or each list, right? So if I give the value of n is equals to 2, then there will be 3 groups of 2 elements each. Okay, let me show you what I'm trying to say here. So let's create a partitioned list. Okay, and what we are going to do here is, as I said earlier, we will use an iter method here. So list, and then I will do zip, and then inside the zip I will use this iter method inside square brackets. Okay, so this is the method, and in this method I will just call this list items list. And since I want the value of n as 3, that means I want to make 2 groups of 3 elements each. I will mention the value as the partition value as 3 here. Okay, now let's print this partitioned list. Okay, so print, and then the name of the list is partitioned list. Okay, so guys, you can see that there these elements got partitioned into 2 groups now, and since we gave the value as 3, the partition value of the group value as 3, then these groups, so you can see that 2 groups are made or are created with 3 elements each, right? All right, so that was third cool hack in the list. Now let's go for fourth amazing hack in the list. So fourth one is reversing a string. Okay, so there are certain requirements most of the times when we just want to, and when we are doing some kind of text analysis, there are times when we want to reverse a string, right? So how can we reverse a string efficiently? Uh, that's what I'm going to show you here. So let's create a string first. uh, let's say my string is hello world. Okay, and now I want to reverse this string, and it's very efficient, the very optimized way of reversing a string. So we will write take it in a for loop. Okay, so let's name for x in reversed, and then the name of the string variable, which is strng, and then print x. Okay, and now print, let's enter, press shift enter. Okay, and now you can see our string was hello world, and it got printed in the reverse order. You can see here, right? So this was number fourth amazing hack, guys. Okay, so number fifth in the list is printing more than one list items simultaneously. Okay, so let's say I have two lists and I want to print the items in those two lists simultaneously. And how can I do that? Okay, so that is what I'm going to show you here. Okay, so printing more than one list item simultaneously. So let's create one list here. First list is list A, let us say, and I have, let's say, 10 elements here, and a 1, let's say 4. So these are 4 elements in list A. Then we have list B, second list. The elements of this list are, let's say, 9, 7, 5, 8. Okay, now we will write a for loop here. So for x, y in zip, and then the name of these list, list A, list B, and then let's print the value of x and y. So print x, y. Okay, and now press shift enter here. So you can see we have printed both the lists simultaneously here, right? So the elements are printed simultaneously. Each list items is printed simultaneously here. So 10 9 8 7, 10 9 8 7, 1 5 4 8, 1 5 4 8. Okay, so this was number fifth in the list. Now let's go on or move over to sixth amazing hack, which is merging two dictionaries. I said merging two dictionaries. Okay, so let me create two dictionaries here. Dictionary 1, which is equals to, let's say, the key value where pairs are like these. So x key and the value is associated value is 10. Then I have second key, which is y, and its associated value is, let's say, 20. And I have a second dictionary, let's say, so dictionary 2, first key value pair is a, let's say, 40, b 30, and now I want to merge these two dictionaries here. Okay, so how can I do it? Just a one line of code, and you will see how efficient it is to merge these two dictionaries using in just one line. Okay, so, and I will name the dictionary is here, so star star, and then dictionary 1, and then I have second dictionary, sorry, dictionary 2. Okay, and obviously I need to include the stars, prefix of star star as well here, and let's press shift enter here. So you guys, you can see that these two dictionaries got merged here, right? So key value pairs 4 key value pairs are included in one dictionary. So you can see that how efficient it was, and just using one line of code, we merged two dictionaries. Excuse me. So now let's move on to seventh amazing hack, which is converting a list into a converting a list of list basically into a single list. Okay, so for that I would be using one package called iter tools. Okay, so I need to import one library which is iter tools library in order to perform that task. And let me declare one list, let's say list x, and in this list x I will be creating a list of lists. So first, this is the first list in our list, or I would say first list element in this list. Okay, second element in this list is another list which is 1. For the elements of this list is 1, 4. Then third one, let us say 8 and 6. Okay, and now what I want to do is, so guys, basically I'll be let me show you. I'll be just writing this one line of code to basically create in fact convert this list of list into a single list. Just one line of code, and that would be list and then iter tools dot chain dot from iterable and then name of our list, which is list x. And now let's print this list. Print stay. So guys, this particular line of code, chain from iterable, this one, chain from iterable function, it returns the elements of nested list. Okay, so let's print shift enter. Perfect. Now you can see that we have created a single list out of this list of lists, right? So each single element in one list only. Okay, let me create few more cells to show you the remaining three cool or amazing hacks. So now number 8 in the list is removing the duplicate items from the list. Okay, so let me create one list and I will name it as list terms equals to, let us say, 1 2 3 4 2 4 2 5 6 6 7 1, and then let's say 8 9 0 0 1. So I can see that there are several repeated terms here, right? 0 is repeated twice, 1 is repeated thrice here, right? So these repeated terms are there in this list, and I want to remove these duplicate items from the list. So how can we do it? Again, using just one line of code. Okay, so let me name our new list, which will contain or which won't have any duplicates, as new list. And the next command in this line is set, and then the name of our list terms list. So our list here. Okay, and now press shift enter. Oh, I need to print it. Print new list. Perfect. Now you can see that duplicates have been removed from this list, right? So this was another cool hack using which we remove the duplicates from the list. And now the number 9 in the list is printing the repeated characters without using any loops, any for loop or something, right? So if we don't want to use the for loop, then we can just print it using repeated characters using just one line of code. Okay, and I will show you how. So let's say I want to print my name with the repeated characters. So how can I do it? So the first term in my name is M, and I want to print it, let us say, 3 times. Okay, then I have I in my name, and I want to print it, let's say, 4 times. Okay, then I have T in my name, and I want to print it 5 times. Then again I, and I want to print it, let's say, 2 times. Then we have N finally into 5. Okay, so now let's print shift enter. Perfect. You can see that I have printed repeated characters in my name using just one line of code. And in fact, I didn't use any loop here, right? Just one line of code. So you can see how efficient and cool it is to you just use one line of code typing repeated characters, right? Okay, and here I used plus for a string concatenation to repeat the characters n times. Okay, I mean to say, like, the plus sign is used to concatenate the terms, and these star or multiplication into 4 is used to repeat the characters n times. So if it is 4 mentioned here, the character will be repeated 4 times. If it is mentioned as 5 years, this character will be repeated as 5, and then these values will be concatenated using plus character. Okay, and folks, now the final one in the list is, okay, the final one in the list is an ideal way to call different functions with same arguments, okay, based on specific conditions. So I repeat, it's calling different functions, Python functions, with the same arguments based on a specific condition. Let me show you what I'm trying to say here. So let's uh, define one function, which is, let's say, subtraction. Okay, and the arguments are, let's say, x and y here. Okay, and we will do return x minus y. So we'll do subtraction here, and it will be returned. Okay, and the second function is, let us say, addition, and the arguments are same, x and y here, 2 arguments. And here what we are doing, we're just adding the values, so x plus y, right? Now I want to call these different functions, subtraction and addition, with the same argument. So these are having same arguments based on a specific condition. Okay, so I will put the condition as y equals to true. So this will always be true. This condition will always be true. Okay, and now I will print sub sorry all right, so subtraction, and the condition if y, okay, subtraction if y is true, else addition. Okay, so in this case, and let me provide the arguments as well. So arguments are, argument values is 9 and 4. So these are 2 arguments. So this condition will always be true. So meaning the subtraction will always be true because I have kept the value of y as true. So what our condition is saying, subtraction if y, okay, else addition. So y is true, so it will always be subtraction. So let's print this, okay, and you will see the output. Perfect. So you can see that the value is 5, which is 9 minus 4, 5, this one, because this condition was true. So this way we can basically call different functions with the same arguments based on a specific condition. Okay, all right, so folks, to conclude, we learned about 10 cool and amazing hacks of Python programming in this video. And here comes the today's question. So do you have any cool or amazing hack which you think is worth sharing with the entire audience? Please share your experience in the comment section given below. We would be happy to know your experiences. And if you are watching this video and you are not already a subscriber to our channel, consider clicking that little subscribe button. And in case you have already subscribed, then click on bell icon to receive the notification whenever I will release a new video. So folks, thanks for hanging out with us. I will be covering some amazing facts in the coming videos, okay, with you. So thank you.